I'd like to call to order the regular Dearborn Board of Education meeting for July 13th, 2015. May I have a roll call, please?
Miriam Bazzi.
Here.
Joseph Guido is absent at another meeting. Mary Lane is here. Michael Mead.
Here.
Mary Petchikoff. Here. Acting President McDonald.
Here. Next item, please.
Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Dr. Glenn Maleyko will lead the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item, please.
Superintendent's update, agenda items.
We do have a couple retirements I just want to quickly mention. Darlene Budop, 21 3/4 years at custodial. Jeff Whitaker, Etzel Ford, 23 years. And while Sam Barna didn't reach the 20-year mark, I still want to mention Sam Barna will be leaving us to another job, so certainly has been a valuable member of the administrative team, so I want to wish him the best of luck. And then on non-agenda items, if I could have Dr. Stan Jensen meet me up here, and we would like to have Aimee Schoelles come up to the podium. Certainly, as everybody is aware, Aimee has resigned her board seat because her and her family have taken on new opportunities. And so we want to certainly want to congratulate Aimee on her years of service. We did have a little reception for Aimee prior to the board meeting where we thanked her for her dedication to both the P12 and to the college. Aimee's passion, her leadership, her guidance has helped us be a better school district. And in her own comments, she said she hoped that she left the district better than when she got here, and we all know the answer to that is yes, she did. And in my comments, I reminded all of you that we felt an earthquake the moment, and it's a true story, there really was an earthquake when Aimee sent out her letter, and I think
that cost me a lot. I just want you to know.
That's it.
That cost me a lot.
I bet that did. But certainly that, I think, was all of us being sorrowful that she's leaving, because it is going to be a big hole to fill, because Aimee's leadership, guidance, passion has meant so much to so many students, and we are better because we have worked with Aimee. And so I'd like to ask Dr. Stan Jensen from the college also to make some comments, but before you do that, we also want to publicly thank Aimee and her family, her kids, her husband. You know, when you serve as a role as a board member understands the situations they're in, but often the family is in difficult situations, and certainly I know you guys have been very busy of late and missing a lot of family events and meetings, and it certainly takes a toll on the family. So we thank Aimee's family for loaning her to us over these last 15 years, and we're sorry for all the events that she did miss, but we certainly thank the family for their service as well. With that, Dr. Jensen, if you'd like to make some comments.
Thank you very much, and I want to add my congratulations as you start a whole new life and you've started a new job. I'm especially envious of your acreage and those kind of things. But congratulations! Thank you for 15 years of service to this community and by way of board members and being a board member here. I've enjoyed very, very much and appreciated your encouragement to me as a president of the college, and your wisdom, your insight, and your innovative spirit. And I suppose, at least from my point of view, you always think about, well, what will somebody say to me when I get to heaven? You know, I think, you know, all of us want to hear, well done, when somebody say that, you know, well done. Well, we don't have to wait for that, but well done, atta girl, great job, and thanks so much for all your service to this community and to the college. The college students, our faculty and staff also thank you, and we appreciate your leadership a great deal. Thanks, Aimee.
I probably should just walk away after that. That doesn't happen very often, but thank you. Your words mean more to me than you know. I'm going to try to get through this without being emotional. I've made it 15 years without being emotional, and so I'm hoping I can make it, another 2 minutes. But it was really an emotional decision for us as a family, and it was a difficult one. This has been my home. This has been my community for over 20 years, and this is where my kids grew up, and I feel like like the Dearborn Schools is part of my family, and so it's really hard to leave, even though I'm really not that far away, but it is a lot closer to my work and a lot better situation for us as a family. But I leave a piece behind with you guys. I'm so grateful to the community who has supported me election after election after election after election. Four elections being reelected is pretty awesome. To know that the community supports you, because I'm not a silent person, and I tend to say what's on my mind, and sometimes in politics that's not always a good thing, but I am grateful that the community knows that when I speak from the heart, and when I make decisions based on what's best for kids. I didn't have any personal stake in the Dearborn Schools other than my kids, my own kids, and the kids that the community put me in charge of. And it's meant a lot to me to see the impact that the board has on students. And when I see things that have changed over the years, and processes and programs and just changes in general, I look back with fond memories, and even through the difficult times, there were great things that happened because of the difficult times, and I'll be forever grateful that the citizens gave me their trust and let me help their children. But like I said earlier, that Brian alluded to, that when I was growing up, my parents said that when you borrow something, you always give it back in better shape than you borrowed it, and I hope that I've done that. So thank you. It's hot in here.
Aimee, on behalf of the board, we'd like to present you with this gift, a little token. You've meant so much to us, and I just wanted to tell you, like I mentioned earlier, you've been a tremendous mentor, and you're welcome. And because of you, I feel at least somewhat prepared to take your seat. Thank you.
And because I can't just walk away, but just, I'm just emotional, and so I'm not thinking clearly. But one of the things that made this decision easier is knowing that the 6 of you are still here. I think that over the last couple of years, the board has really worked towards being a cohesive unit and working together and moving in the same direction. And I said this before a couple of times, but it's interesting to me to find that 7 people from some dynamic and different backgrounds that may, under other circumstances, never have even had a conversation together, can come together and work as one team is such an awesome, awesome thing. And I know that that I'm leaving the district in good hands. And so I know you guys have a lot of work ahead of you, and my heart goes out to you. I will be watching from a distance and smiling and doing a couple of these too. So, but I know that I leave the district in good hands. And, with a new superintendent coming in, that Dr. Maleyko will serve this district well. And I'm just sorry that I'm going to miss your superintendency. And Brian, I'm sure I'll still be calling on you for favors whenever I can.
Absolutely.
It's always good to have friends in high places. So,
well, you certainly
good luck,
deserve them, the difference that you have made.
Good luck on your new adventures too. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Aimee.
And
Next item.
at our reception, several board members made comments thanking Aimee for her service. I just wanted to put that on the record, and certainly, it almost seems anticlimactic, all the work she has done in 15 years, and we just spend a couple minutes celebrating, but truly all the board members who serve do such good work. We've lost a lot of good board members, but certainly Aimee will be missed. So, thank you.
Absolutely. Quickly, next item.
Citizen participation, we do not have any blue cards this evening.
Okay. Next item, please.
Approval of minutes. Approval of minutes of the following Dearborn Board of Education meetings. Special meeting closed expulsion, June 22nd, 2015. Board report 1501. Regular P12 meeting, June 22nd, 2015. Board report 1502. Recommended action, make any necessary corrections. And supplement, And there was one other also. There's one other set of minutes that apparently was missed on when I printed this. So that's the minutes of the special meeting of July 8th, 2015. That is Board Report 1512.
Are there any discussion or corrections? Go ahead, President, or Trustee Lane.
I wanted to ask that at the special meeting, I thought I remembered that there was a different translator rather than Mr. El Sagir, but would someone please check that? I thought it
We'll
was someone-
verify that and make sure
Okay,
the
so if you
accurate
would
name's
check
there.
that. And then one other thing, on the regular P12 meeting on page 9, number 14, we approved the sexual misconduct policy. That was for the college, and I think that that should be in there, that was a college policy rather than P12.
Good catch.
So-
Okay, yep. Thank you for those corrections. Are there any dissensions?
Was it moved?
Oh, I thought it was.
No.
Did I miss it?
I was
Miriam
starting to
started.
say
Oh,
it.
sorry.
So moved.
Support.
Okay. If there isn't any issue, then next item, please.
There are no commendations tonight. Is there any other? Okay, so then we are moving on to special reports. Celebration of graduates, Mr. Brian Whiston, Dr. Gail Schenkman, Ms. Shannon Peterson, Mr. David Mustonen.
You know, one of the most important parts of our job is to prepare students for success, and that means getting them to graduation so that they can be successful in life and college, military, whatever they choose to move forward. So graduations are always a very exciting time for us, where families get to celebrate 12, 13 years of work that their students did. And so we'll have a quick report on that.
And I'll be doing the quick report part that involves words, and then we have some really nice video. So the first screen you'll see is a quiz for our board. What makes us know that this isn't this year? This is Fordson's graduation.
It's outdoors.
Outside. That's right, it's outdoors. So I took a picture from last year and used it. So because we had our graduation this year indoors at U of M Dearborn. So of course, graduations, as Mr. Whiston said, are a proud moment for our students, for our families, for the teachers, administration, certainly for our board and our community. And we really thank our parents for sharing their students with us during the course of their education in Dearborn, and for allowing us to share in that proud moment. It's one of my favorite times, and I know it's one of your favorite times too. Whoops, that's not what I want to push, is it? Okay, so this year at Dearborn High, we had 385 graduates. At the Magnet, we had 88 graduates, At Etzel Ford, 269 grads. At Fordson, 501. At the Early College, 42, for a total graduation population in Dearborn of 1,205 students. 17 of our students, who were special ed kids with cognitive impairments, earned certificates of completion and were participants in the graduation as well. We also had some other seniors that were participating in graduation, or will be, hopefully soon. So Henry Ford Early College had its first class of 13th graders this fall, and our students in the Collegiate Academy walked with their fellow seniors. Next year, they'll be super seniors, and we'll, of course, have 2 more graduations to celebrate with them, but they were active participants in this year's graduation, 44 of them, and one of our board members' sons was there. Brendan McDonald was one of our participants at Etzel as a Collegiate Academy student. Pardon me, I said early college. Gosh, bad me. So the early college students, that 44, were in grade 13 graduated, but the Collegiate Academy, as I was saying before, those 47 students were 13th graders. And then we have some students that will be graduating in August, hopefully, and they've been attending summer school. And they will be our potential August graduates. We hope that we'll have 86 more students to celebrate very, very soon. And then we have a number of students that are continuing with us, a number of house students that were seniors that will be continuing with us, special education population, and we'll be celebrating their completion of certificates, hopefully next year. And now we have David with a video, I believe.
Good evening, board members.
As you know, all of our graduation ceremonies are all videotaped by our own video department. So I want to thank Mr. Eric Chigfry for all of his hard work during this time. Not only is he out doing all the concerts and graduation ceremonies and honors awards and what have you, but those 3 days where the 3 main high schools graduate are pretty busy for him. And so all of those graduations will be airing shortly on our cable channel, so people will be able to watch those. And if they would like to order DVDs, they can contact the communications office for that as well. But in the meantime, our other great partner in the district is School Life. And as you know, School Life comes out each month. It is the go-to source of information about our district and our students. It's distributed to all of our students in our district. And the hardworking folks over at School Life took a few minutes to put together a video about just highlighting all of our graduation ceremonies. And so we'd like everyone just to kind of kick back and relax for about 6 minutes and take a look at a celebration of all of our graduates throughout Dearborn.
you very much for letting us take a few minutes to celebrate.
You can't help but feel pride and smile when you look at that, because that's what we're all about, and it's a wonderful video. Thank you. Next item, please.
Action items. Are there any action items on this agenda which board members or the superintendent wish to discuss and vote on separately? If there are, we will exclude these from the motion below.
I have a couple of things. I believe 2 and 15 require a roll call vote. Number 14, I'd like pulled for a nomination and a vote. And I'd also like to pull number 12 ceremoniously.
Have you vote on 12 first.
Yes.
So we're excluding 2, 12, 14, and 15.
Yes, please. Any others?
And I know it's unusual, but we're asking you to vote on 12 first. We usually go and do everything else, but we're asking you to vote on 12 first.
Are we voting separately on 12 or
Yes.
in one?
Yep.
Oh, number 12 first.
Yes, please.
Okay. So do you want me to read 12
If
then?
you would read the motion
Okay.
first.
Number 12, approval of contract for superintendent. Move that the Board of Education approve the contract for employment as superintendent for Dearborn Public Schools to Glenn Maleyko, I think that's Dr. Glenn Maleyko, effective July 1st, 2015.
So moved.
Support.
We don't need a roll call vote unless someone wants one, but I just wanted to basically have a ceremony to officially do the changing of the guard.
So I'd invite Dr. Maleyko to come forward, and I certainly want to take this opportunity. This is Amy's night, so I don't want to spend a lot of time. Just simply say thank you to the Dearborn community, all the board members I have served with.
You can do it. You can do it.
My administrative team and all of you, thank you. It's been a pleasure, and I just want to thank you.
Oh, what an emotional evening.
That's for sure.
Okay. Go ahead, continue, please.
Okay, I think we're back at the beginning
Yeah.
with the changing of the guard. Move that action items numbered 1 through 18, noting that there are a couple of supplements, be approved as recommended in this agenda with the exception of 2, 12, we've already taken care of, 14, and 15.
So moved.
Support.
Next item, please. Or continue.
Okay, so a summary of the items that were just approved. Summary of agenda action items. Number 1, approval of warrants. Number 2, approval of line of credit. Number 3, approval of technology purchases. Number 4, approval of technology changes. Number 5, approval of technology changes. Number 6, approval of access controls, secure entries. 7 through 10, approval of non-instructional and instructional personnel items for P12. Number 11, approval of declaration of 2015 graduates. Number 12, wait a minute, I said approval of 2. We did not approve 2.
No,
Sorry.
we did not.
No. Number 13, approval of extension of exempt secretary's contract. Number 16, special meeting of July 15th at 5 o'clock at the Administrative Service Center in the boardroom at
That
Henry.
needs to be pulled for roll call, correct? 15?
No, 15, I'm reading 16
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
17 and 18. 16 is a special meeting, July 15th at 5 o'clock, Administrative Service Center in the boardroom. Number 17, special meeting 7/16 at 5 p.m., Administrative Service Center in the boardroom. Number 18, approval of O.L. Smith, principal.
Would we like to introduce?
I'm sorry?
The O.L. Smith
Yes.
principal is here
Principal is
tonight.
here.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'd like to introduce Mr. Smith, or excuse me. Mr. Fisher, I'm sorry. O.L. Smith. So anyway, hey, sitting in the seat now, getting used to and getting comfortable here. So Mr. Fisher, and very proud to introduce him as the new O.L. Smith principal. And I know he's here with some of his family members, and I'd like to ask him to come up for a second and just say a few brief words.
Oh, thank you, everyone. Exciting. This is an exciting moment for me. First of all, good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me here. Dr. Maleyko, special thanks to you for selecting me or nominating me. Awesome. Great Dearborn community, thank you for having me. This is an awesome opportunity to rejoin the Dearborn family. I was here in 2007, actually coached girls track as well, was a teacher at Dearborn High. So this was a great opportunity to come back. So just thank you very much. I also would like to take a moment.
Sean, if you could just maybe in the mic, because they'll be able to see you on the TV.
Yeah, we got cameras pointed in.
Perfect. All right. Yeah.
And they're watching you there.
So I would just like to take a moment and introduce some of the people that came along, very important to me. First, I'd like to start with identifying my lovely wife, Helena Fisher, of 13 years. She's also a fellow educator, middle school math teacher, so I'll be pulling ideas from her. My two little ones, well, actually I have three of them. One of them's not. Ethan, can you wave? So we have a 5-year-old, Ethan. We have an 8-year-old, Sean Jr. And we have a 3-year-old that I think he just had enough, so he's out with my mother-in-law in the hallway. Also, we have my sister-in-law, Tracy Jennings, who's also a teacher. Great friend of the family, mentor, so many words I can't even think of. Regina Cable, recently retired educator. So I'm just thankful for the opportunity. Smith is a great school. I've done my research. I'm just ready to meet the staff, meet the students, and just get down, and the parents, and get. And the parents are here. I didn't mention you guys, sorry. And the parents just ready to get down to business and make a difference for kids.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sean.
Welcome aboard. Next item, please.
All right, I'm trying to figure out where we are. We're at number 14,
Well,
number
we need
2.
two.
Number 2,
Yes.
sorry, yes, thank you. This is the resolution authorizing award of bank line of credit, Board Report 1504. Recommended action is that we move, that the board approve a resolution authorizing the award of the school district's proposed $16 million line of credit to Comerica Bank for the 2015-2016 as per Board Report 1504.
So moved.
Second.
I just want to add just a little comment. I had talked to Sam earlier. It concerns me that we only had one bid, but he assured me that because regulations had changed, if you do not have a working relationship with a bank, they are less apt to put forward bids. But he assured me that it was a good deal for us and even better than in the past. So if, Sam, you want to come up and, please.
Well, how do I follow up all this emotion with some banking regulation? Talk about a buzzkill here, right?
It'll bring us back to
Absolutely.
business.
Well, that's so. Really, what this is, it's an international regulatory framework that's been put in place, legislation over the last few years, and quite frankly, what it is, again, as you mentioned, Roxanne, it's one of those situations where Comerica is currently, and it's been for many, many years, our bank for the district. And even though PNC is currently our holder of the line of credit and actually has underwritten our current line of credit, they chose this year to pass on bidding on the line of credit because we don't offer any further business with PNC. And due to these regulations, basically what it entails is reserving 20% of the unused capital on a credit facility such as a line of credit at the bank. So it's costlier for the bank to hold on to more cash when they're not improving their numerator, if you will. So the bottom line is it's a fiscal reason, it's a financial reason due to these additional regulations, international regulations that have been put on place by banking institutions. So that's the long and
But
short.
you also assured me we were getting a very good deal.
We're getting a fantastic deal. We're borrowing for 78 basis points, which is not even a full percentage point. And so we're borrowing an incredibly low rate. And frankly, it's a rate that just basically is a little bit better than what we had last year. And that's the worst rate. That's the 90-day rate. The 30-day rate, the 1-month rate, is actually 68 basis points. So it's a fantastic rate.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you. And I just wanted to say really quick, if I may, thank you for the opportunity here in Dearborn
Here
Schools.
we go again.
And, from the person who, and yourselves who hired me, Mr. Brian Whiston, who I give a lot of gratitude to my best friend, Mr. Glenn Maleyko, who I know is going to do a fantastic job. I just want to say this is a very difficult decision for me. And thank you so much, and I wish everyone the best. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Sam. Wow, what an evening. Can we get through this? Thank you.
Can everyone else stay, please?
Exactly, please. One thing I would like to say back to business is that I hope in the not too distant future we'll be in the position where we'll no longer have to take a line of credit out to cover our cash flow issues in the summer. Next item, please.
Number 14, filling of board vacancy of office of vice president. Move that.
Well, I would like to say something before you
Sure,
continue,
okay.
if you don't mind. With the resignation of President Schoelles, I am prepared to fill the balance of the president's term. However, that does leave the position of the vice president open. And upon the recommendation of Brad Banasic, who is an expert from MASB, I'd like to bring forth Trustee Lane's name to continue as secretary, but also fill in the position of vice president for the remainder of the 2015 year. Brad had stated that it's a common practice, especially when you're filling a vice president's seat, because that has limited formal duties. It's the least complicated way to move forward. And so with that being said, if you continue.
May I ask a question to the rest of the
Sure.
trustees?
Absolutely.
I'm not particularly anxious to move up. I'm not in any rush. I don't particularly want to rush to get to be president or anything. I have a lot on my plate, so if there's anyone else who would rather serve in the position, I would be very glad. I don't want to upset the order, but I would like everyone's agreement. If someone else wants to, I would like to know if you're in agreement with this move or not, because I don't think the vice presidency is going to be called on. I hope not very much. So.
Here's how I see it. In order to not have too many more changes currently, I don't have an issue with it. And then when January comes, we'll have an organizational meeting, and at that time we can sort out who sits where at what table. And if you so choose to not want to continue or whatever, that's the time when we would make the change, because as Trustee McDonald says, it's more a perfunctory position of vice president. It rarely gets called on. I think when I was vice president, it was when somebody had to go to the restroom. It was very seldom did you ever have to fill the seat. So I think that would probably be the less disruptive at this current time. And then come January, we'll be ready to reorganize again and shake everything out.
I agree 100% with Trustee Petchlicoff.
Okay, all right. So move that Mary Lane be nominated to serve as vice president of the P-12 Board of Education and as vice chairperson of the Henry Ford College Board of Trustees for the remaining unexpired term for the 2015 calendar year.
So moved.
Support.
Okay, so we're on to number 15. Now, I made a mistake. I think we need roll calls on
Yes,
15, 16, and 17. So I
right.
read those previously. So all of these are calling for a special meeting, and they're all special meetings, I believe, on same topic, which is the filling of the board vacancy. So Move that a special meeting open of the Dearborn Board of Education be held on Monday, July 20th, 2015, at 5:30 PM in the Rosenau Boardroom at the Andrew Mazzara Services and Conference Center at Henry Ford College. The purpose of this special meeting, which is open to the public, is to interview board applicants. So, you want me to read the next two also? They're the same thing.
We can approve them.
We
all
can
at once,
approve
I
all
guess.
of them at
Yeah.
once. So the next meeting is July 15th, 2015, at 5 PM in the Frank Franchi Boardroom at the Administrative Service Center, which is here. And the third one is July 16th at 5 PM. So that's July 15, 16, and 20th, 2 at 5 o'clock and 1 at 5:30.
And 2 here and 1 at the
Here,
college.
and the 20th, which is normally a Henry Ford College meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Can I just ask a
Sure, do
question?
you have questions?
On the July 20th at 5:30 meeting, it's my understanding, since we're not going to be interviewing people, though, at that date, is that correct?
Right. We had originally set aside
Yes.
that for interviews and also discussion. I do think that we still need discussion. If you don't think that we need a full hour and a half, we could probably lessen it, but I think we need at least an hour. That's my personal opinion. Anyone else?
Would everyone be okay with maybe starting at 6 o'clock? I just think we
Yeah.
have a lot of really long days, and
Yeah.
it might help to be able to get our stuff in order, and I think an hour,
Yep.
Okay, so
hours.
we're
We have
going to
some-
correct 15 to 6?
To 6. Okay? Is everyone good with that? Okay. With those changes?
I would just like to note that I have previous plans. This has been a really long spring and summer, and I had made plans to be out of town. I was out of town and telephonically with you for the last special meeting. So I will not be available at the 15th and 16th. I will be available for phone. And if David and Eric get it arranged, I will watch the interviews online. So I won't be available for those two, but I'll rely on the video replay.
procedurally, since we changed the time, do we have to
Reread it?
Reread
reread
it?
it?
Yeah, I think we do.
Okay, so that was number 15 that we changed. Okay, move that a special meeting open of the Dearborn Board of Education be held Monday, July 20th, 2015, at 6 PM in the Rosenau Boardroom at the Andrew Mazzara Services and Conference Center, Henry Ford College. The purpose of the special meeting is for discussion. Okay.
Next item, please.
Discussion item, 30-minute time limit, board vacancy, interview selection process.
Okay. There's a few things that I want to just preface this by. Of course, you know that the board is in the process of filling the space that was left by Trustee Schoelles. And I want to thank everyone personally who submitted their applications. We have had 20 very good applicants, and I just want to say that says a tremendous amount about our community and their involvement and their willingness to serve our school district and our students. This is uncharted territory for all of us, and we've learned that we are obligated to interview all 20 applicants. We have a very short time frame, so the logistics of setting up all the interviews have been quite challenging. But Dawn has, and I've got to commend her for her hard work on such short notice. She has arranged it so that almost all of the slots are filled. I think we're waiting for 6 callbacks. But other than that, the entire slots for both days of interviews are full. So thank you very much, Dawn. You have been tremendous. The 2 days we've already talked about that have been set aside, that's Wednesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. It is an open meeting, open to the public, so we welcome anyone to come and you can't participate, but you can watch us do our jobs. And I also want to I'd like to thank Dr. Wilmot for continuing to share his expertise with us during this endeavor. Like I said, this is new territory for all of us, so we really appreciate his expertise and his assistance. The board did hold an open meeting last week, and that was to discuss what we felt was the criteria for a new board member. And we had also discussed the process to narrow the field, but that was before we realized that we are obligated to interview all 20 applicants. So that's why we have already set up the interviews in the 2 meetings. The characteristics that we had seemed to all agree on at that meeting were previous board experience, preferably in education, an understanding of finance and budgets, a team player, student-focused, and a passion for public education. Is there anything anyone else would like to add?
That pretty much
Did that
sums
pretty
it.
much? I was trying to do it from memory.
Yeah,
I didn't
I'm
have the
trying to-
list in front of me.
Leadership.
Leadership,
Some
yes.
Demonstrated leadership.
Demonstrated leadership.
Understanding educational policies.
Right.
Basic, yeah.
Yeah.
And board roles.
In board roles, yeah. So I just kind of wanted to give you an idea where we had come off with that. And like I said, I was working off of memory. I didn't have the list. Mike Wilmot had taken that with him. So thank you. After several conversations with Dr. Wilmot, my thoughts and his suggestions were that after we interview all of the applications or applicants, each board member will send not more than 4 candidates directly to Dr. Wilmot through email. He requests that you send them in by Thursday evening as possible, if not early Friday. He has plans this weekend, and he'd like to get that all worked out as well. He's also going to work on some questions with us. He may already have an email sent to us by the time we get home tonight. We can kind of review the what he has suggested and tweak that. We have a day or so to work on that. The other thing is we will be doing our we will be working through him because we can't, as a board, talk to each other. So if we go through him, he can disseminate the information he gets and bring it back to us. One of the other things he's decided to help us with is just because 20 candidates is a lot, if he has planned to make basically a tool for us to use, kind of a spreadsheet with the names of the applicants listed in the orders that they're coming, kind of the criteria that we had decided on. So it will help us keep everything in order when we go back afterwards to make our selections and consider the information that we've received through the interviews. Now, to continue, he said if we could possibly get not more than 4 candidate names back to him by Thursday evening, he would then compile the results and send them back to the board with the top 2 or 3, depending on how it shakes out. And we will discuss, we cannot discuss those choices with each other, but we can work to narrow the field through him, like I said. Those names will be presented at the special meeting at HFC on Monday, the 20th, which we have decided will be at 6 o'clock. Dr. Wilmot will not be available for the interviews, but he will be available to help facilitate that meeting, and he has a tremendous amount of experience in fairly and systematically directing us at that point moving forward. So I'd like to have the discussion with your ideas, your thoughts, your concerns. I know I've just thrown a lot of information out there, but I've been spent the last many hours kind of trying to hash this out. So
I guess my concern is if everything we do, even if we send it to Mike Wilmot, it's all public.
Absolutely.
And so if requested, whoever, any of our choices would be, if we decide to go that route, if we decide to do that today, that's all something that we have to disclose when asked. And I guess the question is, then should we CC Dawn, or do we, where does that information get sent so that it is available for public view if people choose to look at it? The other thing is if we're generating reports, that's all
right,
public too. And so is that something then we would make a copy of?
Dr. Wilmot said that he would take care of it and get it to the district, probably through Dawn, but he said he would take care of that for us.
Okay, I guess that's just my biggest concern. We want to make sure we're transparent and everybody knows exactly what we're doing and how we're doing it. And that was my biggest concern about doing an email type of communication. But I guess I'm open to, of course, discussion and all of that.
Any other thoughts, anyone? Please, like I said, this is uncharted territory for all of us, and we are just trying to work out the process the best way we can. So, I'm sorry?
I said I like your plan.
Oh, well, thank you. It wasn't solely my plan, but I've been working on it for quite some time.
I think it's probably the best we can do at this point with the time frame we have to work with, those constraints, and the fact that we have so many applicants. It's gonna, be more of a process of elimination, it looks like, than anything.
Right.
Or moving people to the top who are, people's preference. So I think we have to keep some options available, because there are 6 of us and we all have different ideas. So I want to make sure that we have enough options available that we can come to some kind of consensus at some point.
Yes, we will, and Dr. Wilmot will help us with that. We cannot, and believe me, I've tried, but I know it's impossible to come up with every possible scenario that we will face. So this is kind of a blueprint, as it were, but it's not necessarily carved in stone, but this is how we plan on moving forward. If we have stumbling blocks along the way, Dr. Wilmot will help us, at least at the college meeting, because I'm not really sure how that's going to go, but he has the expertise and he will direct us and guide us, and he said that he'd be happy to be there. So, go ahead, Mary.
I'd just like to say that I started printing and looking at people's resumes and letters, and I don't feel like I should be on the board when I'm looking at those guys. I mean, there is a really amazing group of people who have come forward.
Yes.
And I really hate to start nitpicking on anybody, because they're very qualified people. What is intangible is how they will present publicly, how they will work with the rest of us, because that is important. And we're in so many critical situations, in expulsions. We have emails about people's lives, and it's a great burden of responsibility that we all need to move together and make decisions on. We need to make the best decisions collectively for all of the citizens. So I just want to say that I was so impressed with the people that have come forward. They're really high caliber, and I'm obviously really torn about choosing, and I really struggle with how can we have someone who will fit in with us, who will carry the load with us. So.
And it's going to be a tremendously difficult situation, and I think we're all struggling with that as well, because there are so many very, very outstanding candidates.
And I think the greatest burden is that we're only 6 individuals. Generally speaking, you're talking about an electorate population that would make these kinds of decisions, and then the responsibility is that they're representing that. At this time, the burden is just upon the 6 of us to make the exact same decisions that a voting population normally is making. So that is quite a responsibility, even if it is only for a year and a half. It's something that I want to make sure that, we think long and hard about how our community is going to be represented for that short time period. And how we transition all of these. We are having so many changes coming at us at once, from cabinet members and the superintendent and now a new board member, that only we are going to be, the only people we can point a finger at is going to be us. We can't say, oh, those voters did it. It's going to be us. So that's a great challenge. That we face, and it's one that I take extremely seriously.
Do all of the candidates understand that the next election is November 2016?
That was the one thing I just wanted to mention after you had said that. I want to make sure that it's clear that this covers the term President Schoelles had until the next election, that portion of her term, not her entire term. So this is an 18 months position.
And we also need clarification. I believe it's until the next election, and so if the next election is theoretically speaking
It's
November
November.
2nd,
November,
then November 3rd, is it that they take office? That's,
No,
Is
no,
that-
no,
no.
no. They would
It's-
take office in January like
Oh.
anybody else for the
Oh, Dawn
finale
just
of
says she
the.
thinks so.
I think they take office when you're talking about a partial term like this, where someone's getting appointed, because the wording says till the next election, the next
does.
election is November 2nd, and so they would actually, whoever, assuming that person doesn't run again and someone else takes office, that person would take office on November 3rd.
I'm not certain about, I think we would have to clarify that because
We will
the-
certainly look
how
into it.
how the ballot would be written would be for the remainder of Amy's term,
But
which
that-
was 2 years. I don't think it's 2 years and 1 month,
But
kind
no,
of,
the
or 2
term-
months.
But the term is, it's my understanding it's just to, but I guess we could look
We can-
into
we'll
it and
check.
find out,
We'll
get a
have to,
legal
we'll have to
opinion.
have a legal, yeah.
Yeah, because this is, like I said, this is new to all of us, so we're all kind of working through it together. Another thing that I just wanted to mention, that, so at the next election, which will be next November, there are 2 board members whose terms are up, and they may or may not run next year, but that is for 6-year terms, or 6-year, their term is up, so it's for 6-year period of time. Then we will have the block that covers the remainder of what Trustee Schoelles did not, and that's a 2-year term. So on the next ballot, there will be a spot for 2 6-year terms and a spot for 1 2-year term.
Or 2 year and 2 months.
2 year, or 2 year and 2 months. We'll make that clarification. So, go ahead, Trustee Lane.
Yeah, all of this has been really complicated, and since it's all been so fast, it's really
Timing is everything.
It's tiring. So the other thing that maybe we should make clear tonight or at the next meetings is that whoever we select has a very short time frame in which to accept the office and file an affidavit accepting the office. So if they're someplace on vacation, that throws another wild card into it. So everybody has to be prepared if we select them
On Monday, yeah,
to
that they
hit the
have
ground
to
running
file.
and accept the office.
Right, and the district will help you do that. It's
Right.
not
Yeah,
anything
it's
that
not
you're
that
left on their
difficult,
own.
but if
you
somebody's
have to be
in
available.
Hawaii or
Yeah.
someplace,
Then the office is declared vacant again, and then
We start all over.
Do it all over again.
No. We don't want to go there.
No. So I just want to say, like I've said several times, this is new to all of us. So the community may have to be a little patient with us. We need to be a little patient with each other. I think we are a great team, and we're working through it the best we can. As problems arise, we've been able to come up with solutions or, ideas or such. So thank you, team, for your hard work and your dedication, because the last, I have to say, 3 months or 4 months have just been incredible. And I'll use that term because I don't want to use another one. Are there any other questions or discussions that you'd like to, or thoughts or ideas?
In terms of the picking of the names, it's up to 4. If somebody wants to choose less than 4, they may choose less than 4.
That's fine. Dr. Wilmot suggested not more than 4.
Okay.
Okay?
We can't pick all 20.
No, you can't pick all 20. Okay. I think we're done. If there's no other questions, next item, please.
Acknowledgement of correspondence.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, we did have correspondence from our own David Mustin, and it was a thank you note. So, and we feel tremendous sadness for your loss, but thank you for sending us the note. Did anyone else, other than all the applications we've been getting, I don't recall any other correspondence? Okay.
Our usual emails.
Oh, we got a couple emails,
We do get
yeah.
emails.
Yeah. Okay, next item, please.
Board of Education business, board member committee, and organization reports. We have not had any committee
no
meetings.
We've had enough to do.
No, we couldn't schedule anything else. Board member commentary?
May I say something?
Go ahead, please.
I just taking something that what Aimee said about when you get something, you hope to give it back in better shape, and I believe Aimee has, and so has Brian Whiston, and so has Sam Barna, and they've just been wonderful. They've been a wonderful part of this district, and they're going to be missed, and I'm glad they gave the district back to us in better shape. So I really appreciate their service.
And I'm kind of glad that this all happened at one meeting, so that we can, but I have to tell you, thank you for your comments, Trustee Bazey. I also just want to add, not only have they been wonderful colleagues, they've been really good friends. And I know that we've all built relationships with them, so thank you very much for your hard work and your dedication, and you will all be missed tremendously. Anyone else? Next item, please.
Request for information and/or future agenda items.
I request we don't get any more information for a little bit.
That's a good one.
Okay. Next
Superintendent's reports. Dr. Maleyko.
Well, I would like to take a few minutes here. Now it's my turn. I'm officially on the agenda here, and just to make a few comments as well. And I know everyone's kind of already mentioned, but I do want to thank Trustee Schoelles. She's been here, I think, 15 of the 20 years I've been in. I know she's done great things here in the district with all of you. So I just want to recognize her. Sam Barna, appreciate. Sad to see him leave, but thank you for your hard work within the district. Brian Whiston, I know he left, he snuck out. I knew it was weird for him saying he's going to go over into the audience and sit there, but he really was a mentor for me. I've learned a lot from him, and I'm very, very grateful for all he's done, not only for this, for myself personally, but for the school district, for the betterment of this district. Prior to 7 years, he's worked with all of you in the board, and so just want to take the moment to really thank him for all he's done for the students of Dearborn Public Schools. I was not at the last meeting when you were debating the superintendent, or the last official meeting when we had it on the schedule, and I didn't get a chance, but I want to mention all the graduates. I think it was a great presentation tonight, and just kind of thank them. And the last, just a few comments. I'm appreciative of you, the Board of Education. I just want to say I really look forward to working with all of you. I know that there's change here, but I also know I'm confident in my ability. I'm confident in all of you that together as a team, we're really going to do great things for the students. That this district is in great shape. I think together we're going to take it to the next level. We have cabinet members and community out there. For me, and I've said it, it's really working with everyone, working with the community, working with cabinet, administration, and I'm going to always constantly remind you that for me, it's always about the students. I'm going to be very visible with the students. I'm going to hold student interest as the number one priority. And so I just want to take that opportunity to thank you and really just to thank you for all of your hard work over the last 2 months. I mean, the amount of meetings and things you've gone through has been tremendous. So, thank you for all of your work and dedication to the students of Dearborn. And again, I look forward to serving with all of you.
Thank you, Glenn. A quick shout out to all of our families too. Thank you for standing by us and supporting us. It has been difficult. Next item, please.
Future meeting dates. Wednesday, July 15th, open meeting at 5 o'clock p.m. in the Andrew Mazzara Service and Conference Center. Wait a minute.
No.
Rosenau Boardroom.
No. That is, okay, so those two, the special meetings are at the college.
No, they're here.
No.
They're here.
Yes.
Frank Franchi boardroom.
Frank Franchi.
In the Frank Franchi Administrative, okay, I was thinking Andrew Mazzara Service Center. I was looking for the, okay, it just shows you it's been long, yeah.
Yes.
So July 15th, Wednesday, July 15th, 5 o'clock p.m. in the Frank Franchi Boardroom at the Administrative Service Center. Thursday, July 16th at 5 o'clock p.m. in the Frank Franchi Boardroom at the Administrative Service Center. Monday, July 20th, 2015, thank you. Special meeting open, 6 o'clock p.m. at the Andrew Mazzara Services and Conference Center in the Rosenau Boardroom, Henry Ford College. Monday, July 20th, 2015, HFC regular meeting, 7 o'clock p.m. at the Andrew Mazzara Services and Conference Center in the Rosenau Boardroom, Henry Ford College. Monday, August 17th, 2015, HFC meeting, 7 o'clock PM at the Andrew Mazzaran Services and Conference Center in the Rosenau Boardroom, Henry Ford College. Monday, August 24th, 2015, P12 Board of Education meeting, 7 PM at the Administrative Service Center in the Frank Franchi Boardroom.
We are adjourned.